What's up, y'all? We're on the computer today. Quality is a little lower than the phone, I'm assuming. And the reason I'm on the computer is because I can use the mic right here. So I can get up and close and you guys can hear me because today is obviously a talking video. Today we're going to be going over some of the things and notes that I've came across while working as a direct support professional caring for those with disabilities. Okay, so to get into it, first thing, fundamentally, they're humans first. And you might be thinking, yeah, obviously, but you wouldn't believe some of the looks that we get when we take them out to do activities that like regular people, or not regular people, but other people without disabilities enjoy. They enjoy a lot of the same things that many people enjoy. They have positive emotions, negative emotions, interests, favorite colors, shows, movies, and people. Uh, they're just of, they're just as deserving of love and all the other things of the sort as those without disabilities. And oftentimes they get a really negative reputation just for being them. And majority of the time, it's only because of the way in which their needs are met. So some individuals may require you to feed them, while others may get offended at you for even offering to feed them or do the same thing. So, moving into some of the main differences that I've noticed between people with disabilities and people without disabilities is largely their communication. So, a lot of them are classified as having special needs, and it's really in the name. Some people communicate using language, some with gestures, devices, or like facial expressions. And some of them need help going to the bathroom, some of them don't. And that's the whole reason behind special needs is because they need different things. They need different assistances to complete their regular needs. Next is their perception, I would say. So everyone, yeah, obviously everyone experiences the world differently, and some people interpret rules, danger, social situations, or everyday events differently than I would, which means I have to meet them somewhere or I have to meet them where they're at instead of expecting them to see things like exactly as I do. So one of my shifts that I was working, we had went somewhere and we were in a parking lot, and this one client had moved toward the road, but they did not ensure that the road was safe, so they ended up almost getting smoked by a car. It's not funny, but it's just such a difference in how they think about going away or going through life compared to um, someone else without a disability. Third thing, third difference is their attention spans. So, like, people process different information at different speeds. Um, and sometimes all someone needs is a little more time or like a calmer environment or instructions presented in a different way. Um, you might have one person that's short-tempered and require constant de-escalation techniques and constant reassurance that you're there and like this is the plan, while some other person may uh, want you to leave them alone while they just go do their own thing, and they're perfectly self-sufficient, more so than you would think. And something I've learned there is to treat everyone as 100% competent or 100% understanding of what you're saying until they prove that they are not. Because the last thing you want is to, oh, like assume they can't do stuff and now you offend them, which honestly I would be really offended too. But yeah, that's the last thing that you would want. So if you treat them, or if you treat those with disabilities as if they don't have disabilities until they prove that until they show you that they need a different need, then you're in a much better spot than if you were to not. The last difference that I want to talk about for now is movement. That's probably the first thing that comes to mind when you think of disabilities is how they move. But yeah, it's probably one of the larger differences along with their communication that I was talking about. Some people have just they don't have much for physical disabilities, but their mental disabilities may be up there and vice versa. But it ranges on physical disabilities because some people can walk, some people are bound to wheelchairs, and some people in the wheelchairs can't move is some of the things that I've seen before too. So I guess combining all of those are the main differences that I've found so far, working as someone caring for those with disabilities. All right, moving on. Um, this section is going to be talking about some of the things that I've learned, like primarily the things that I've learned from working as a direct support professional caring for those with disabilities, to learn from each person on any given day. So every shift teaches me something. There's something that I walk away from each shift knowing that I figured out or I noticed or I picked up on how to do something differently to make someone's life better. I'd say some of what I've learned is I'd say de-escalation, like without anger. Um, Learning how to describe situations and using things that you see and feel and hear around the environment, and you bring that in to de-escalate the situation, whatever it may be, whatever scenario it might be, with um, anger, other negative behaviors or behaviors that you don't want to continue. So you might, for one person, you might say, okay, I need you to listen to me, and I need to see that you can see me. Can you see me? Can you hear me? And you just ask them questions. Oftentimes, I'll go through who, what, when, and where just to ground them. Like this is for some people. This doesn't work with everyone, but I've noticed that grounding them back into the environment that they are in and ensuring that they're going to be okay has really helped me. So moving into the next topic would be communication. Um, I've I feel like I've really learned how to communicate and conversate at a better level. De-escalation without anger or describing some of the situations in order to ground and bring them back to who they want to be, because I know they don't enjoy being mad. So I've learned how to communicate beyond words. So things like reading body language and really getting a feel for a person, like their temperament. I've learned how to be really patient. And this is, I guess, this is real patience, because before this job, I hadn't been tested. My patience hadn't been tested, but I mean, besides football and I guess other situations, it's been tested, but not as consistently as it is with this job. I've learned that anger or situations where the individual may be doing something that is socially undesirable, such as like throwing or ripping or breaking things, is not the end of the world. I've learned in those situations, all it takes is some space, some time, and then maybe you can come back and try it again. And at the end of the day, everyone's a human. Everyone's gonna have different emotions and different ways they respond to things. As of recent is coming up with the second to last thing that I've learned as of recent is a sense of independence is very important to them. Um, their whole lives they grow up with the disability, so it's very common for them to have gotten negative perceptions perceived negatively by other people. So giving them space to do what they can do and or for them to show you or show themselves that they can do things on their own, um, is very valuable to them. Be different for, I mean, yeah, it's very likely that it could be different for other people. Like one person may want their stuff taken out of their lunch and set on the plate for them, but then others, they don't want you to even go grab their lunchbox for them. Um, they would want to do it themselves, or taking off their seatbelt, getting off the bus, things like that. And then lastly, is that this can be a very rewarding job and a very rewarding field. For me, it's knowing that every day that I show up, I'm able to make a difference in someone's life, and I'm able to constantly impact those that I take care of and provide assistance to. So, seeing smiles on their faces or hearing them say how much they love you or like you, um, that's just something that I feel like you can't get in a lot of fields. Um, so it's reminded me that like it's not about me, but rather building trust and a life that is rich for them. So that's pretty much it. Just wanted to talk about some of the things I've learned so far. I have about 90 hours working as a direct support professional or working as someone in the caregiving field. So we'll see how it goes when I reach more hours.